Hey, would you look at that? We're live.
Hey guys, welcome to Cast Strength Live, episode 13, right?
Sure, I think that sounds right. Why not?
We know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Sure we do.
How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
Doing okay.
I'm afraid, Vito, because I hear that we're drinking horrible whiskey today, and I'm afraid.
This is step one in your punishment for missing the hot sauce episode.
Wait, this is Brad's punishment? Then why do I have to drink terrible whiskey? I don't understand.
Because you're part of this too. So you're just
all for one and one for all, or something.
Something like
or you
that.
have to punish all the children, or none of them will learn. Or, there's things. I don't know. I'm taking you down with me. Is all I'm saying.
Can I just quickly say something too? We're off to a pretty good start so far.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing has fallen apart. We haven't had to completely restart the video on a different page.
It's all perfect. I might look slightly like I'm living out of boxes because I am for the next 2 weeks. But other than that, it's wonderful so far.
Let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Adam Brudner is in.
Jeremy Sims, don't jinx it.
Whiskey and Barbecue, who's a friend of mine that lives here near Austin, has a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, go and check him out.
Eric Waits in. Hey, Eric. Oh, Eric, I got something in the mail today. Thank you very much. Your challenge coin. It is awesome. It is very lovely. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
That's a pretty cool coin, man.
It's got some hefty weight to it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Donald Rants. It'll come. Don't you worry. It's here. It's here somewhere. It's in the pile.
Speaking of which, if you guys didn't know or didn't see the notification on our Facebook page, which we have a Facebook page now, so it's at The Cast Strength. If you guys want to go check it out, we do behind the scenes photos and notifications of upcoming live streams that we're gonna host and are gonna be part of. Go check us out there. But I was on Eric Waite's channel last week. Go to his channel to take a look, and it was fun talking to him. So thanks for having me on, Eric. Appreciate it.
You guys were drinking. Was it Ugadal was on?
Yeah, we were drinking Ugadal and talking about songs.
Yes, that's right. That's right. A lot of talk about that. Eric Waite said that his coin is genuine artificial gold.
Beautiful. I'm gonna melt it down.
Right. I just want real quickly. I saw Robert Licorice is here, who is part of the two brothers that run Iron Root Republic Distilling, which Gretchen and I are going to go up and see those guys next weekend. So glad to see you, and Robert, and we'll see you, I think, next Saturday.
Jesse Saunders. Jesse from Stillet? Or is that another Jesse?
I don't know. Oh, no, I think it might be. Yeah.
Can't see your picture there. Jesse, if I'm correct or wrong, let me know, please, so that, we know.
We should also point out that we have a new mod because Christina's a little tied up with life things, important stuff that she's doing.
Too busy for us. So it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. But we have our good friend from Australia, Jeremy Sims, is in.
Oh, also, if you guys have questions and we skip over them or we miss them, it's not because we purposely did it. We just missed it. At Gretchen or Jeremy, so that they can forward it to us so that we see it, and we'll make a good effort to answer it. That's their job. Their job isn't to keep you guys in line because we don't want that, but they're feeding us questions that you guys have for us. So.
Jesse, I pointed out, he was messaging me the other day. That's not the guy from Stillet. He's a guy that lives near Austin. So I see. Yeah. So anyway, glad to have you in as well, Jesse. So the theme tonight, we've got some guests in that you guys might have seen their channel, the Rock Gut Review. They have their worst whiskey watch as a recurring segment on their channel. So we were going to drink some of our worst whiskeys. I have two to compare side by side. Of course, the infamous Canadian Mist, along with
I got some mist.
googly-eyed Canadian Hunter here. Both of these have been, I guess you could call them gifts in a loose sense of the word.
Gifts.
So thank you. My friend Jared got me this one because it's got two Huskies on the front of it. And then Mitch Weddle, responsible for bringing me the Mist. What do you have over there, Vito, for your worst picks?
So I have two as well. Johnny Walker White Walker that I recently used in a cocktail episode because that's really the only way to drink it because it is terrible in my opinion. And 40 Creek Copper Pot, which I also do not like. That I received as a gift. So yeah, I'm gonna drink that as punishment, I guess, for Brad's wrongdoings.
And I of course have some mist because that just needs to be done. And
you're really responsible for starting that whole mist thing.
Technically, I am responsible. Yes, it sort of snowballed on me very quickly. It's not like I intended it to become a thing, but technically, it was because of a joke that I made at a gathering at Christina and Lance's house. Yeah, and I also have some Alberta Premium Dark Horse, which is rough for all sorts of reasons, but we'll get into that pretty soon. For now, I think we need to get these guests on to see what they've got.
I think so. I think that's a great idea because really, if anybody's the experts in this field, I think we've got them here.
Exactly.
Tonight. So.
Taking all of the harsh, horrible whiskey bullets for the public so that we don't have to. What's up, Ed and Mike?
Oh, hey, are we on, guys?
Cool. You're on.
Oh, and I'm Ed. How you doing?
We've got a bevy of beverages on this side of the house. We got 10 high up, an Irish Menor, and then we got like 7 more we're going to work our way through tonight.
Yep.
Until one of us can't take it anymore or we lose it at both ends.
Yikes.
Yeah. But we should thank you. Thank you so much for having us on the show.
By all means,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
of course. I think we mentioned, or Brad saw y'all first, and then mentioned you guys early on when our first or second live stream, maybe. And so we're glad to finally have you guys on here.
Did that go something like I saw these couple of idiots out of Milwaukee?
These jackasses were drinking Canadian Mist on purpose. It was the weirdest thing. And then they did it again the next week. And then again the next week. Because it took like at least a month for Canadian Mist to lose that worst whiskey. Like it was a while.
That was a horrible suggestion on your part. We thank you, kind of.
Sorry, not sorry, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
That Canadian Mist was, I think, our longest reigning champ.
Yeah.
And because that was 4 or 5 weeks straight. And for those of you who don't know about the show, for the Rock Gut Review, we have a Monday and a Friday show where we drink stuff we actually want to drink.
Right.
Like that's our traditional review show.
Sure.
Worst whiskey watch. Whatever was the more worse, the bad whiskey from the week before continues on to the next week.
And we find a new challenger
every week. Canadian Mist, what was it? Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
5 weeks of Canadian Mist.
And then we found new successors and champions. And, we got another year of this going. We've got a new reigning champion, Wyoming whiskey. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah. But, not the Wyoming whiskey you're thinking of, though.
No. This is a single pull cast, but I'm thinking in 50 weeks we're going to be down to paint thinner, varnish. So, there's not going to be a whole lot more where we can drop off the end of the year.
I know. It's getting worrisome.
We'll have challengers, but I don't think we're going to have many winners.
Where did y'all come up with this idea for the worst whiskey bracket thing? Were you bottom shelf enthusiasts beforehand, or where did this all come from?
I guess, okay, so what it kind of started out as, so back in college, I drank a lot of Old Thompson, which we do have tonight. We started with these two because they're the best of the bunch, and so we'll break out the worst stuff later. But I drank a lot of Old Thompson, and I quickly found out that not only could I handle worse booze than everyone else around me, I found it really funny to watch other people drink bad booze.
So you had both a tolerance and then like also found it to be a prank.
Oh yeah, very much, very much so.
And it was affordable.
Yeah, and it was affordable. But so when we were looking, I was looking at channels who are doing this sort of thing in the whiskey community, and nobody was really doing. I mean, people are doing bottom shelf stuff, obviously.
Right.
Because bottom shelf matters. Hashtag bottom shelf matters.
Sure.
But nobody was looking for the worst whiskey, because what kind of idiot would do that? That's up. So I was originally we called it the Rock Cut Review because we were going to do bad whiskeys every single episode. That didn't work out.
Right.
We quickly figured out that wasn't something we wanted
once
to do.
a week is punishment.
And so we decided Worst Whiskey Watch was going to be our Wednesday show, and we're just going to consign it to that. Yeah,
I love the idea. Like, just the way you guys handle it too is great.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great. And again, I apologize for introducing you to the idea of Canadian Mist. Though every time I introduce someone to Canadian Mist, it is funny to get their reactions. So, like you say, it's always entertaining.
Oh no! Have you ever had anybody like it? The Mist?
Yes,
I did. It in Toronto. There was someone who, on their first sip, liked it, and then like 5 seconds later, they go in for the second sip. Like, oh no, wait, no, actually, no.
I made a terrible mistake.
It like broke their brain so much that it took a few seconds for it to catch up with itself. Like, oh no, this is actually horrible. But for a few seconds, one person liked it.
I think it's a taste of tolerance. You've been drinking it for years, and then you try something else. And that's become just something, the go-to, the thing that's you're most accustomed to.
Right.
But just to start right off with Canadian Mist, there ain't no way.
And you were telling me your folks used to like give bottles of Canadian Mist for Christmas gifts.
Yeah. Wow.
No accounting for that.
That's cool.
Pretty evil.
That's
to the people they liked, or
just to their enemies.
That was 9,
That's fine.
So I want to just pop a couple of questions out there. In your opinion, Ed and Mike, have you guys had Canadian Hunter? Yes, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is worse, the Canadian Hunter or the Mist? That's a question from Daniel Treadwell.
Okay. Here's the funny thing. When we first put Canadian Hunter up against Mist, I liked Canadian Hunter better. I did, but when we went back and did our blind tasting, we did the worst whiskeys of 2018. And we did a blind tasting. Canadian Hunter blew Mist out of the water. I mean, in terms of badness.
Yeah, right, sure. Okay, so reversed.
It was better at being horrible.
It was better at being horrible. There you go. Yeah, for sure. No, Canadian Hunter by a mile, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like people don't normally drink either of those neat, right? Like that's not really their intended purpose.
Generally mixed with a lot of something.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably true of a lot of the whiskeys we drink. Is
sure
they're very much sold to someone who's like, okay, I got a liter of Coke, I need something to get drunk with.
I need a shot of whiskey to go with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, there's no idiot except us who's
drinking and surviving.
So now here's another question. So I'm kind of expanding on Bitter and Jaded's question, but step one, how do you decide, or what's the process of deciding the next worst whiskey to feature on the channel?
Oh, yeah.
Well, some of that's word of mouth. Some of it's what we hear on the radio. Some of it's just browsing the shelves for just low end stuff that's got a lot of dust collected on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
We ask people at the liquor barns, you know, what do people despise and not buy?
Yeah. 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 I will say there is, I mean, for the most part, we are getting a lot of the way lower end stuff. Like there's a safe bet that cheap stuff is cheaply made generally.
Right.
Of course, but there's always a standout there where something is going to be cheap, but it's going to be excellent.
So it's Hag Club for $35.
But that's the fun one. The fun one is when we get a recommendation from someone who says, "Hey, someone's charging stupid amounts of money for this, and it's terrible." Because those are the most interesting to me.
Then you bring them in and you look at the pretty box and you look at the pretty bottle and then you get a taste of this and you just go, wow, $40, really?
I'm just picturing you guys like wandering around a liquor store, looking along the bottom shelf and finding something that like most people would never look at, and you go, "Oh, there it is! Yes,
yes,
the one."
Nice thick layer of dust. Like clearly, no one's touched this bottle in years.
Do you guys go to the same? Do you guys go to the same like store to pick up the bottles, or is it like kind of just spread around different storefronts?
It's across town. Eddie's on the west side. I'm on the east side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we catch everything in between. I'm also down working on the south side of Milwaukee. So
yeah, so we go around.
Oh, I just picture you guys going into the same store like once or twice a week and picking up the awful bottles and just being silently judged by the clerk.
Oh, yeah.
Or not silently, as they openly mock you.
It's all by a rare high end, but yeah, I'm always in there buying the low end and asking about them, and they look at me like I am just crazy out of my mind.
Well, and it's especially funny because I've gone in to buy whiskey that I really wanted. I think it was the Octomore. I think it was the Octomore. I picked up the Octomore, which was I think ran me 160, and then for this I picked up a bottle of Hellboy Hellwater for 15, and bought them together.
Oh, the looks! I can just imagine just a pure confusion.
Right. Oh yeah. And when I first started doing this, I felt like I needed to explain myself to the cashiers. Like, I don't actually like this. There's a really weird reason I'm doing this.
For my father.
You gotta justify your purchase.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first time that I bought the Canadian Mist as a joke, at the same time, I also bought a bottle of Hedonism for not a joke. And the clerk gave me some very strange looks with that combination. So I can imagine that you guys get a lot of that. Very conflicted clerks wondering what the hell is going on.
So here's the follow-up question to that. Again from Bitter and Jaded. How do you define bad whiskey versus whiskey you don't like?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a really good question. That's
a solid question.
That's going to be different for everybody, I feel.
Yeah. I do have to say, if you watch our show, like, you got to take our opinion with a grain of salt, because it's just that. It's our opinion.
Our opinion in our
case. Of course.
Yeah. I guess for me, and I don't want to answer for you, but I know for me, I can tell a difference between something I'm not that big on. Like, I'm not big on lightly peated Scotch. I know that about myself. And I don't think that's what I like, but I can tell that there's still some virtue there. It's not like I think, oh, it's terrible. But then you get a lightly peated Scotch that also tastes like gasoline.
Sure.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, hey, yeah, that one I don't like for two reasons. I think most people aren't going to like that for at least one.
I think one comes across as being not to your preference or not something that blows you away, but the other one comes across as having some serious flaws to it.
Yeah, that's true. And it is good to have this guy to tell me.
I'm a simpler kind of guy. You know, Eddie's taught me how to nose these things, and I didn't used to do that. and that's like the first indicator of bad. So not always though. We've had a couple that's, you know, no smell or smell pretty good. But for me, you know, if I can't choke it down or if it's got legs in it that's kicking me in the lungs, yeah, I'm like, not.
That is a very good indicator. Yeah. The amount of physical pain. Is very
sure. Did you guys? You guys have some whiskey poured already, right?
Yeah. Yeah. These are our tests. They're our little opening acts.
Yeah, these are the best of the bunch.
Right.
So they were the one-time losers or challengers.
Yeah.
In fact, I think this guy didn't lose. This guy lost a couple times. I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, the over on the sideboard we got just the rest of the Ratka.
Yeah, I think we should say the Irish Manor is our best of the worst just because it's boring.
Right.
And it's like Bushmills malt with a crap ton of grain whiskey. So it's just kind of, it's okay. It's not awful. 10 High is, again, boring. It tastes like
it's thin.
Yeah.
It's got a little strawberry essence on the nose. But yeah, it's just, woody yuck.
Strawberry bourbon. That's what you get with 10 High. Like, and it
mildly.
It's bad, but it's better than you might think, I guess. So, you know.
It's a compliment, sort of.
That's a big endorsement on our show.
So moving right along.
Yes, let's get into some heavier shit. What do you want to do? You want a Royal Challenge? I'll do Royal Challenge, and you can do, I know you hate this one.
That was my least favorite of the bunch that night.
Trader Joe's Highland.
We had three Trader Joe's, and this guy won hands down. It was just that's a technical term, whiskey term.
Yeah. That's a sing. Are they both single malts or what?
No. So this one, the Trader Joe's is a single malt. I don't know where it's from. I think they might have a deal with Ardmore, because they just got an Ardmore 10, and I'm wondering if maybe Ardmore didn't want their name on this crap.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And then this one's actually a spirit whiskey out of India.
Okay.
So it's what is this? 85.6% neutral rum mixed with Scottish malt.
I see.
Yeah. It's a thing.
All right. You've noticed I've gone from the Glencairn to an industrial Bama jar just so we don't melt the glass and leak all
that one is robust enough to stand up.
Safety first. You got to save those. Save those Glencairns.
That was one thing. They will. Canadian Mist will eat through a paper cup. That is absolutely true. I don't know if that's all whiskeys, but I know Canadian Mist will.
Jesus.
Well, that's what I have right here is some Canadian Mist. And
we should break up Canadian Mist. If you're doing Canadian Mist, we should break up a Canadian Mist. It's going to jump the line a little bit.
I'm really not liking this White Walker, I'll be honest. It's really bad. I don't understand. I like, why would they release this?
I think because it's just
money.
It tastes so mild and like the flavors aren't pleasant, but it doesn't hurt you in any way, right?
I mean, yeah, but
and they have an easy in to market putting it in the freezer, which dilutes the flavor even more,
right?
And fits the marketing scheme of the White Walker.
Not making logical sense, please.
They want to make money. They. They're a big company. They know what they're doing.
I'm feeling feelings. Let me have those feelings.
I understand that you're having an emotional reaction. Just saying.
No, it's not. It's not cold.
They're dumb reasons, but they have reasons.
So doesn't Canadian Mist kind of smells like Play-Doh?